Hello, everyone. It's Rick. It is February 25, it's 2021. Hope everybody is doing well. Okay, so today we're going to discuss trying to stay out of court by communicating through the mail. Many times you get a they'll notify you by mail, or they'll send somebody to your home and notify you. And what you got to do is, this is a contractual agreement. Okay, they don't tell you this, but it's all trickery. It's what you got to do is you're going to try and stay out of court by communicating through certified mail. And because this is a contractual situation, because the mother of your offspring went and filed an application with the Title IV agency to receive child support. So, but what is her contracting with the 4D agency have to do with you? Contracting with the state. What does it have to do with you? Really nothing, but they want you to believe this. So it's nothing but it's a fraud. They want you to think that you have a legal obligation to support the child because she went there and filed an application. Her filing an application with a 4D agency has nothing to do with you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to notify them through mail, demanding proof that you contracted with them. Okay, but before we do that, right, if you're interested in receiving my paperwork in exchange for a gift, contact by email. Okay, my email address is rick0327@me.com, and I do not speak on the phone with anyone. Do not take it personal, but I don't speak on the phone with anyone. Okay, I provide court affidavits, approximately 60 of them. You're going to choose which ones you're going to, for your situation. You're going to read the instructions that comes with it. I do not hold anybody's hand, okay? Those days are long over, okay? I cannot get involved in people's problems for legal reasons and personal reasons, all right? So take a look here, see, if it's for you. Just to show you that my paperwork is effective, I got one guy here, Eugene, I'll hide his last name. Hey, Rick, it took me 3 years. My son is now 7 years old. I never gave up. I kept my foot on their neck until they knew who I was. In other words, he started acting like a man. What happens is when you learn to stand as a man and you don't let them intimidate you anymore, they become scared of you. Okay, it happened with me, and it happened apparently with him. So like when he would walk in the building, he has 8 different magistrates in New York, support magistrates, fake judges. He wrote an abundance certified mail from everyone from child support enforcement to the support magistrate. I finally got them off my neck and no longer have to pay child support. They wiped out a $10,000 arrears, and they claimed he, with a bullshit warrant. New York, they issue these warrants for arrears, which it's not. It doesn't come from a court, so it's not a real warrant. You got to remember the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of your Bill of Rights. Excuse me, the Bill of Rights protects you. You cannot be arrested for a warrant unless it's sworn in court before a magistrate. And that's the Fourth Amendment. All right. Remember, your protections come from the Bill of Rights, not the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And I've told you guys that they because they allege that you signed the contract, that you have no constitutional rights in these child support proceedings. That's not true. You always have your Bill of Rights, the law of the land. Okay? And you have to knowingly waive these rights. Okay? So trickery doesn't count. You have to actually know that you are waiving your rights. A good way to protect yourself is anytime you sign some type of paperwork, hospital, DMV, any government agency, any bank, okay, it's good to you could sign you put UCC 103. I mean, excuse me, UCC 1-308, and you put down all rights preserved, none waived, without reservation. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry. Here, it's better for you to see it this way. UCC 1-308, Reservation of Rights without prejudice. Okay? And what that does is that in case there's something that you haven't seen, you're protected. All of your rights are protecting you, all your Bill of Rights. That's the best way to protect you. Okay? Then that goes for, traffic tickets, that as well. If you shouldn't sign that anyway, but in case you do, let me show you something. I just realized something I forgot to show you guys. 1 second here. But anyway, yeah, I just showed you Eugene got himself off child support. Also, a guy, Frederick, he used my paperwork and he received a stimulus check. Okay, my paperwork for the demanding proof of a debt, and that's to the Secretary of State. No, the HHS secretary. Let me see. Yeah, in the validation of debt folder that I give you guys, demand proof of undertaking support payment through Title 4D. And it's the intention of this communication is by the undersigned is for the proof he or she owes a non-tax debt arising from a Title 4A loan. Okay. And this is sent to the child support agency because they're claiming it's you're claiming it's a non-tax debt. All right, and you can send that to the child support agency, or you can send it to the Department of Treasury. All right, let me see if I can find that one. Sorry, it's from the child support agency folder. It's affidavit number 21. You're going to send it to the Office of Secretary of Treasury. Withholding of funds from federal income taxes to satisfy alleged past due support or administrative offset. The undersigned is not domiciled within the geographical location of a state. Okay, so that means you're not located within the federal jurisdiction. So, provided you guys an affidavit. He sent this in, and what this does is it notifies that the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who's in charge of the child support, is without personal jurisdiction over you. Also, you have to have over $2,500. Okay? So this works. People have used this. It works. It's affidavit 21 from the child support agency affidavits. Okay, and look, again, I provide a lot of good stuff. I probably provide a lot more than I definitely from what I ask. Yesterday I helped a guy out through. I probably got involved a little more than I usually do. And he's like asking me, "Where's the case? Well, I'm looking for your case." In other words, he's looking for the whoever versus me, my case with the child support. It doesn't work that way. Okay, let me show you. I'm one of these guys. I have actually fought in court. So if you go into my videos and you go to right here. It's November 23rd, 2016. This is where I actually read where the judge vacated the support order. Okay, and it was running for 2 years, so I paid 2 years in that. All right, and it was a default judgment. And actually, the actual court hearing was in August. Right here. Writ of Quo Warranto Family Court, August 22nd, 2016. If you want to see me in action, right here, that's where you can see me testifying. It's three videos. All right, and you can actually see me in action. All you're going to see are my wrists and my watch. What you don't see behind me are about 10 or 15 lawyers watching. And I had no idea that day I was walking into that. What happened was I discovered filing a writ of quo warranto that was demanding proof, constitutional authority to force me to pay child support. And I walked in there, and I didn't know what I was waiting for me. But because I did so much work, and you'll see I have no paperwork. I'm citing everything from memory, and I did really good. All right, and then the testimony from that video, or 3 videos, led to the November 22nd visit. What is it? No, there we go. Good job, Rick. Led to the November 23rd video, where I actually read that I was walking around with it for a week. I didn't even know. It came in the mail, and I opened up and read it, and the judge vacated the support order. That changed my life. Now, also, the video I just before, when I was telling you, if you want to watch me testifying, at the end of that video, the judge issued a stay, and I no longer had to pay child support. So from that day forward, I didn't have to pay child support anymore. Okay? So, again, I am a guy, if you go back to my old videos, you'll see that I actually have been in court. There are a lot of gurus out there that are gurus because they watched a lot of videos and they studied a lot, but they've never been in court. All right? They've never been in court. And maybe they have, but they have no proof of it. I actually have proof. Okay? I walk the walk. All right? And then I also show you, just before, I had a couple people that I helped. I don't even do that much anymore. Like, if you check at the frequency, I don't make as many videos as I used to. But if you look at this, I have over 250 videos. I used to put out a lot of videos. All right? And I walk the walk. All right? I've helped people. I've had proof I help people. Of course, I got my haters out there. There's always going to be haters. I don't even watch child support videos anymore. I can't be bothered. I have no idea what's being said about me. I could care less. I live in my own little bubble now. All right, I try and help as many people as I can. If I can't help you, I can't help you. That's just the way it is. All right, I can't help everybody like I used to. And it got to my health. Those of you that have been with me a long time, you understand. I had high blood pressure. It really got to me. But anyway, let's forget about that. Let's move forward. All right. So let's stay out of court. All right. Oh, let me show you. Look at this. Just show you. I did it myself. I had a traffic ticket. All right. And you know how I fought it? They wanted me to come to court, testify. I never showed up. I did. I did everything through the mail. All right. Here it is. I filed an affidavit of facts. All right. I challenged personal jurisdiction. I told them there's no victim, so you have no personal jurisdiction. You cannot require me to show up unless there's an actual victim. Okay, a man or a woman with blood flowing through their body, not an agency. An agency is not a living man or woman. You cannot require me to show up to court. Okay, so that's what I did. There is no evidence of an injured party. Therefore, Nassau County District Court in violations does not have personal jurisdiction over me. All right, so let me show you. All right, I blocked the hearing officer's name because I don't know what weirdos are watching my videos. I don't want anybody calling there. Some weirdos out there. All right, but here it is. It's a dismissal. I have reviewed the papers submitted in support of this motion. Defendant's motion is granted. They added pro se. I didn't call myself pro se. You don't call yourself pro se. But what I'm showing you is that it can be done. All right, now listen. This is traffic court. This is not child support court. But it's basically, it should be this. It should be on the same level. But child support is a lot more vicious. They make a lot more money. But I'm just showing you that I did it myself recently, and I had my case dismissed. All right. So, all right. So you want to stay out of court by communicating through mail. This is totally your decision now. I'm not telling you. You can if you want, you could try and do both. What usually happens is that, and I'm not the only guy. There's another guy out there. I don't want to use his name, but he knows his stuff, and he says the same thing. He's not comfortable telling people not to go to court because they immediately issue these default judgments, and then they immediately start garnishing your check. But you could still do this, and if you're gonna show up, you're gonna keep your mouth shut. Do not answer a single question. Not a single question, because once you answer one question, you have given them jurisdiction. Excuse me. And anyway, sorry about that. What I just showed you before with the traffic court thing, I should have pointed it out, but I told the court that it's a fact that if I would have showed up and walked into the court, you would have jurisdiction over me. That's why they used the trickery to get you to show up. The last video I showed you, they need your consent. All right, and they need your consent because it's a legal process. So what they do is they send you those letters that if you don't show up, you may be arrested. If you don't show up, your license may be suspended. And what they're doing is they're using trickery to get you to show up. But remember the last video I pointed out that it's false. If you're going to use trickery, but a threat of an arrest to participate in the legal process, because we know legal process requires your consent. So what you can do is you're going to tell them that you're not going to, one second. Immediately you're going to write, or you're going to say when you're in the room, I do not accept this offer to contract, and I do not consent to these proceedings. If you want throughout the whole proceedings, that's all you can say. If you want to just keep reciting that, that's what you can do. Because it is a contract, and they're using all types of trickery to get you to show up and give the court jurisdiction over your body. Okay? All right? So you want to stay out of court, you communicate. You're going to write a letter. You're going to demand to see evidence of your signature on an agreement. You want to demand to see a copy of a bond. And I have paperwork that does this. Okay? Child support proceedings are called legal process. All right, I just showed you this. Now, after you send notification to them that you want to see a copy of your signature on an agreement, you're going to give them 5 days. And if they don't respond, you're going to take the information, you're going to take all the evidence right here. Where the hell is it? I'm sorry, from the child support agency, no, from the court affidavits file, you're going to take affidavit 1D, okay, and it's a notice of default with a demand for dismissal, and you're going to take copies of the affidavits you sent to the child support agency, demanding to see this, see that, and you're going to also show the receipt from the postal service, and also you have to remember to send a copy of this motion to the plaintiff. So after you do all of that, if you do not send a copy to the other party, they'll dismiss it. That's how they're looking for any reason to dismiss your paperwork. So you don't give them that opportunity. So you have to have a friend or a family member who's over 18, mail it, put it in the mail, and then they have to fill out an affidavit of service and then get it notarized. And then you're going to take that affidavit of service with you to court. You're going to submit it with the notice of default, the affidavit 1D. 1D looks like this. Okay, it's notice of default under Federal Rule 55. And also, it's a good idea in your state, look up the code for your state's default judgment, and you can add it to that. Because again, these people are ruthless. They'll look for any reason to dismiss your paperwork. They used to always say the federal laws do not count in state court, which is a complete bunch of BS. Okay, that's nonsense, because the Constitution is considered federal. So if the Constitution is enforceable in a state court, they're lying. Okay, but I'm just giving you an example of what they'll do, because they rely on your ignorance. That's one of the reasons why you're better off just fighting through the courts. That way, when you show up to court, you don't have to speak. Just use paperwork. Okay, and when you show up, just don't answer any questions. Say, I'm resting on my filings. Can you please, I want a written response. You don't want to go, oh yeah, that's dismissed. No, you want a written response. You went to all the trouble of filling out this paperwork. You want a written response. Okay. So also, we're going to talk about this real quickly, because I'm going to cut this video short. All right. Remember, you're a man or a woman. Do not let them call you a citizen. Don't let them call you a resident. Don't let them call you an inhabitant, a person, an individual. Okay? You're none of those. You're a man or you're a woman. That's it. And that's what you should need to do. Just, communicate through the mail. Let your paperwork do the talking. And what I'm going to do the next video is I have a video recording from these two young men in the state of Wisconsin who went into court, and they actually put it on the news because they actually walked out of court. And all they did was file their common law filings. But what they were trying to do is try to make them look like they were crazy. But what happened? They got caught with guns, and they got arrested, but they walked out of court. Okay, they walked out of court, and they had it on the news. So they were trying to paint a picture to the people, the public people who watch TV, that they're crazy. Oh, this new crazy fangled thing, and they walked out. So I'm going to show you that. Okay. All right, so again, you're better off communicating before going to court through paperwork. That's the best way. That way you're covered. That's where and here's another thing. You technically can't be held in default because you're communicating back with them. And again, you're going to point out in the paperwork that they do not have personal jurisdiction over you. So if they have no personal jurisdiction over you, how can you be in default? Okay? And that's what I did with my, my traffic thing. I pointed out that there was no injured party. There was no man or woman. Now, if I had been in a traffic accident and somebody was injured, I would have to show up for the, traffic court, case because somebody was injured. All right, but there was nobody injured, and I didn't have to show up. And again, it took a couple of communications. That wasn't the immediate dismissal. They tried to bully me a little bit. All right, I didn't want to go through the whole thing, but what I just kept doing, I filed another affidavit showing you what I just showed you, and I got a dismissal this time. So it took a couple of communications through mail, but I got it. All right. So again, I know it's traffic court, but I'm just showing you that you can do that. You can communicate through the mail. Okay, because really, when you're going to court, you're fighting the child support agency. All right, all they're doing is they're renting out the courts. It's such a scam. They make you think that you're it's the courts. What they're doing is they're renting out everybody that's there. The court officers, everybody that's working there, they're all considered contractors. Okay, they're all considered contractors. That's the scam. But they don't want you to know that. Okay? All right, guys, so I'm going to close down this video, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Bye.